your boy Haley checking in with the world famous Haley Chronicles. The date is January 27th, 2010. And we're just doing it real big in Northeast Ohio, coming to you live. And just real briefly here, we're going to talk about, I talked about today. Today was the Apple conference. I told you, January 27th they were having it, and they released their new product today, the iPad. Everyone was looking forward to other things. We were looking forward to iPhone 4.0, different announcements or what have you. But the iPad is looks like a big ass iPod Touch or iPhone, but it's so much more than that. I was really impressed with it when I first saw it, and then one of my dudes kind of talked me out of it and said, dude, it's a big ass iPod Touch. So I did some thinking about it, and he asked me, he was like, dude, why do you, he said it's going to be a flop. And he's like, I was like, nah, dude, it's going to be successful. He's like, why do you think it's going to be successful? And I thought about it, and I said, it's opening up the iPhone for a market that the iPhone can't reach right now. The iPhone is restricted to at&t customers who can afford to pay $30 a month. The iPod Touch is restricted only because of the physical size of it. It's restricted to generally kids and young adults who get iPods. So I'm gonna put together a little video of what we can expect and what I think the iPad really is. So here we go. So here's my board. I'm going to do a little bit of presentation for you. First off, we're going to ask the number one question for your iPad. What is the iPad? What is it? The first thing it is, it's not a small Mac. People think, oh, well, we want a small Mac. We want a Mac, and we want a small tablet Mac. That's not what it is. It's not a small Macintosh. So, boom. First off, it's not that. Okay. The second thing everyone's saying now, just from looking at it, oh, it's just a big ass iPod. Or an iPhone. People are saying, oh, it's a big iPhone too. No, it's not. Here's the thing: it's not a big iPod. It's not a big iPod Touch. The reason being is both of these devices are small, they're portable, and those are marketed to a niche market. So there's a certain particular person that those are marketed towards. Your iPhone is marketed towards at&t subscribers who can afford $30 a month. Your iPod Touches are marketed towards teenagers and young adults. Let's be honest. It's small, it's portable, it's handheld, it's almost seen like a DS or like a little tiny gaming device. So it's restricted as far as who that device is marketed for. It's almost seen, and most adults look at the iPod Touch like a novelty item. And really at the core, the iPod Touch is a music player that does a couple other things. That's what it is. The iPad, however, is something different. The iPad is it's an information device. What the iPad is Apple took their Mac OS, okay, which is insanely easy to use. They turned that into the iPhone OS, which is ridiculously easy to use, okay? Now, in that, they made the easiest to use little tiny communication device that has access to information. The cool thing with that is you can be a complete moron, pick it up and use it. It's very, very simple, very, very easy to use. Now, on that, they built a 120,000 plus application store. And they said, all right, we have right now this small, easiest information communication device ever to use that's restricted to a certain market. It's restricted to at&t customers who can afford $30 a month, and restricted to generally teenagers, young adults, kids. So what Apple did is said, hey, let's take this platform that we already have, this successful platform, and let's offer it to everyone else. So that's where we get the iPad. It is a communication device, which is the easiest communication device to use. An 80-year-old grandmother or a 70-year-old person or a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 10-year-old can pick up an iPhone or an iPod Touch and know how to use it. You just simply swipe. That's it. So let's take that and let's be honest. Most adults aren't going to carry around a little tiny device to look up stuff on. They're not going to oh, I need some information right now. Let me look on this tiny little device. Oh, I'm going to expand it out, scroll around for a while and see if I can find it. No, they want a nice 10-inch device that they can use. And that's where the iPad comes in. The iPad is just the size of a little notebook that a lot of people carry around on them anyways. People have little notebooks inside their briefcases, inside their bags, little tiny notebooks, and this is going to give you access to information. And not only that, Apple is banking on this. They're banking on the rest of the world changing how you receive information. All right, for example, what happened with the iPhone is it had access to full websites, but for example, ESPN, for example, Fandango, instead of saying, yeah, go to our full website on the iPhone, which you can do, they made apps. And the last time I went to the Fandango website, I don't remember. I just used the app. It's easier, it's quicker, it's faster. And that is what Apple's banking on. They're banking on the world changing how they deliver information to you. They're making it easier. They're making it affordable. They're making it the most easiest device to pick up and use. Grandma, the 80-year-old grandma, is scared to go to a computer and log in and pull up a browser and type in ... .com when grandma could just press a Fandango app. Oh, I want to go to fandango.com and see what times the movies are playing. Oh, I could type Fandango. Oh, I could search, or I could touch the big F button on this nice, beautiful display. That's what the iPad is. The iPad is it's a communication device for everyone else. And not only that, this thing has limitless possibilities. There's an application for the iPhone right now that can control the temperature in your house and the light settings in your house. So you can manage that right from your iPhone. Yeah, that tiny little screen, who you got to pay $30 a month for, and you got to have at&t, or the little small screen for the iPod Touch that your kids probably have because they're listening to the music on it, or they're playing some game on it. Or you could have a beautiful 10-inch iPad sitting on your dining room table, or sitting right by your entryway to your door. You come home, you pick up your iPad, and boom, turn the lights on. Boom, turn the temperature on. Boom, that is the iPad. This is going to change the game. This thing is not just a big ass iPod. It's not an iPod, big ass iPod Touch. It is the world being delivered to you differently. Quote it. Watch it. Wait.